Now we will analyze the third part of the evolution of illegal business in ground transportation, or transfers from the airport to the hotel. Transfers from the airport to the hotel are a very large part of the business for online travel operators and B2B companies for B2B sales. For example, a huge company with many employees pays cashless to the OTL platform. And here arises another part, where it so happened that due to changes in the law, market participants couldn't adapt in time, and today they operate illegally in Europe and the UK. Look at how this works. We have a company with a large number of employees that wants to pay cashless. For example, some large bank where employees travel all over the world and invoices are issued cashless. Such a bank has an agreement with an online travel operator, OTL, for cashless payment. Over time, online travel operators have accumulated many different services that they sell to such companies. This is a B2B market. Airline tickets, hotels, and transfers are included here as well. What did they do? They copied Uber onto their closed platforms, which are usually written as something like B2B. Service.name, something else. This is the closed part. Many of them have open sections on the website. That is, you can see it in B2C as well. But for the most part, of course, it's B2B. Here, the employees of these companies with whom out contracts are signed access this domain, let's call it that, and purchase transfers inside. What does the landing page for purchasing a transfer look like inside? It looks exactly like Uber, only it's made for the web. They simply copied Uber's interface. All the same regulations, licenses, taxes, as I mentioned earlier, they violate them. As soon as the OTA determines the comfort class and sets the price, for example, $10, as in our previous example, the OTA is required to have a license for the trip's destination. If this trip is to the United Kingdom, then the OTA must have a license for the United Kingdom. In other words, a license is needed. Since the OTA determines the cost of the trip, in this case, the comfort card and $10, the OTA must pay 20% in the case of the United Kingdom on the entire trip bill. How is this scheme organized now? The OTA hides behind a contract with the provider of this transfer service, some aggregator that operates in a gray area. In the contract, it is stated that the aggregator is an intermediary between the drivers and the OTA. And it says that all responsibility lies with the drivers. This is not true. According to the law in the UK and Europe, the one who determines the cost and assigns the service is considered the transportation service. Therefore, in this case, the OTA does not pay VAT and has not obtained a license. That is, it violates at least two legislations. In reality, it violates even more laws because each country has a number of specific local laws that all law-abiding drivers and transportation services are required to comply with. It doesn't matter how they are licensed. Licenses also vary. Now you know what illegal operators look like, whom to avoid, and who bears the responsibility. And if you order these services from such companies, then you know that you are working with an illegal entrepreneur who does not pay VAT and has not obtained a license. You are also an accomplice in this act. You are ordering services from people engaged in illegal business activities. This does not exempt you from responsibility either. Be vigilant, don't fall for scammers. Thank you for your attention.